Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome to my channel. Another video on this Murray series lawnmower. As of yesterday, we got it to almost completely crank, but still running through some issues. Now, I was thinking about getting another engine, but because buying the parts is going to cost about as much as buying another motor. We said in one of the first couple of videos that the gasket didn't fit, so it had some air spitting out of there. But I did put a PV blaster inside the hole to loosen it up, and since I did that, the whole thing wants to spin now and gives me no issue. But it won't like stay running. You have to keep holding the ignition down, and I'll show y'all exactly what I mean. As you can see, that there was some progress since the past week. Usually when you put PV blaster in here, it's best to, if you had a push and mower, you would sit it upwards where this is facing up, let it drain, let it sit in there for a few hours and do it again. But since this motor's in here, I can't do that. So I let it sit for a few hours. Battery had 40%, had to charge it again and put it back in, and now she wants to do that. But then she won't like completely stay turning over. And as you can tell, that's all she does. She has less than a half a tank of gas. The oil's still in there, but it's somewhat leaking slowly, as you can tell. But it just stays down there. I could smell gas getting through, but you can see the oil still continuously leaking. So I'm guarantee it's probably either the crankshaft seal's leaking, which is called the oil seal, or the actual gasket for the crankcase is either leaking. So, but the throttle cable has been bent up pretty good. So I'm not really for sure if the throttle cable is just not pulling and it's not be able to keep it running. But this thing here does not even get hot. The spark plug not getting hot when I'm turning it over. So I don't know if this thing's the problem. It looks like it was old. It was pretty rusted. I got a lot of the rust off. Cleaned the magnet up. I cleaned the magnet up on it, and it's doing a lot better. But it does squeak, as you can tell. So I was thinking about just getting another motor, but this motor still runs. I mean, if I can get a great deal on a seal kit, that would even be better. But right now, I can't really find the seals. I mean, if I do, then it's going to cost me probably about like $30 for the kit, which I am able to find from like a repairparts.com. I don't know how good they are, if it's a good site. That's the only place I can find the parts for. But at least we know we got that far. And we're using the original thing here. I was going to put the screening and stuff back on because everything has been taken out from the bottom. But I hope this video helps so far about what I did and what you can do. But if the motor was seized up due to a lack of oil, you could try putting some PV blaster or any type of oil lubricant inside this hole, let it sit for a few hours, and keep trying to crank it and keep doing more and more and more until it decides it wants to run. But if it's not going to fire up completely, you could have a bad ignition coil, or you might be getting enough fuel, but the fuel filter and everything else is brand new. But you can subscribe to my channel, and y'all have a great one.